Good evening and welcome to this brand new show that we're calling the Construction Collective Live. I'm your host, Mark Anthony, and over to my side there is my co-host and fellow collective team member, Peter Haddock. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, Mark. It's great to see you yet again live on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, the world, as they say.
I'm not even going to mention the hat. I'm just going to let that slide on by.
We've got something coming up, and that's the reason why the hat, Mark. I have done my hair. Don't you worry about
it. Right. Okay. Our green room is absolutely overflowing tonight, and we've got a ton of content to get through. So how about we just crack on? Okay, in a second, we will be bringing Bill Hill of the construction charity, the Lighthouse Club, onto the show. But before I do that, I'd like you to all to take a look at this.
Yeah, mate. Job's brilliant. It's going really well. Dry as a bone, no tea, no coffee, but listen, got to crack on. Need a favour. You know Steve? Yeah, divvy spread. I've got a horrible feeling he's not going to show next week. Can you try and sort us out a couple of lads to push the job on? Tony, you right?
How am I supposed to pay the mortgage? What's the wife going to say? What about the kids?
Got your reply from the chippy, mate. Mate, you're right. You don't seem yourself. I'm a bit worried.
Actually, no, I'm not, mate. I'm struggling financially.
Right now, our human spirit is being tested to the limit. So if you see somebody struggling, don't stand on the sidelines. Follow these 3 simple steps. Number 1, ask twice. You often get a different answer second time round. Number 2, listen. Non-judgmentally. Sometimes it only needs a sympathetic ear. Number 3, always be kind. Spontaneous acts of kindness can give people a real lift, and it makes you feel good too. You could be a lifesaver today. All it takes is someone to notice and care.
Wow, I think you'll all agree that was a pretty tough watch. I'm delighted to welcome Bill. Bill, Peter, you can take it from here. I'm going to go and grab myself a cold drink, I think.
Thanks very much, Mark. Now, folks, it's not normally we'd want to start our first pilot live with something so somber as that video, but everybody, Mark felt that we really could do a lot of good things today on the live, and I'm delighted that Bill has come on. I'm also delighted that that was the first live play on any sort of channel that we can talk about that video. And Bill, it's quite somber, but this is what you guys do, and this is why we're here today, isn't it? Tell me, what is the Lighthouse Club all about, and why have we just seen that video, Bill?
The why is quite simple, that unfortunately the male suicide rates are the highest they've ever been for the last 20 years. And the construction industry is 87% dominated by male. And the statistics are not going to be good for us. We just need to get that message out. It's been a bloody tough year. And really, that message just going out there to say, look, we are there for them 24/7. We are the safety net. Please contact us if you're in trouble, and we'll help you through your crisis. Don't do it alone. Simple.
Bill, that's exactly why we wanted to get you on. You know, it's difficult times for everybody. It's lockdown that we've just come out of, tears and all the rest of it. And I know I did a podcast with you earlier in the year, and we're going to be able to put that podcast on so people can understand a lot more about the charity. But now, Bill, I'm going to really shake things up a bit. I'm wearing this Christmas hat for any reason, Bill, because I'm here to start making something happen so we can help people like that. Because, Bill, we've got a cracker to talk about. It's a Christmas cracker, Bill. And that Christmas cracker is something that you guys are launching out there. It's already there. It's your Christmas cracker appeal, where, guess what? If you win the top prize, it's £10,000. Now that is life-changing, but we're going to raise a huge amount of money by getting crackers for a moment with you, Bill. What's it all about? We've got the screen there of the website, folks. Tell us about the Christmas cracker and the Lighthouse and how it's going to plug some of your gaps, because you can't have your huge £250,000 fundraising event this Christmas for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I mean, you can't beat a good crisis to get innovative around it. And the reason why we've done this is because we lost all our events this year. So we said, how the heck are we going to make some money so that we can deliver all these services free? So we came up with the Christmas cracker idea. It's a tried and tested route. You come onto our website, you buy some e-cards. When you buy the e-cards, you give us your logo and you give us your message that you want to send out with your e-cards to your customers, your staff, your supply chain, whoever you want to say Merry Christmas to. But the soupçon of magic is that in every single card that you send out is the opportunity for that individual who receives that card to win the massive prize of £10,000, and there's other prizes as well of 5,000 and 1,500 as well. And we're having a massive Christmas card draw on the 18th of December 2020 at 20:20 in the evening, and we're surrounding that whole thing with a massive live show, a virtual Christmas party that if you're without a Christmas party, you can join the Christmas party too and be live in the audience. We've got music, we've got blingo, which is not bingo. Well, it is bingo, but it's not as you know it, Jim. And then we have the live draw after that. And so it's going to be a magic 2 hours worth of entertainment as well. You can join in that live as well. So we'll get something absolutely packed full of fun to end this year with a lot of fun. And goodness knows we need to end this year with some fun. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we need to actually make sure that we are here spreading the cheer, as it were. And so I'm here tonight for this cracking moment, spreading the cheer with my Christmas hat. I think I've got up to
You look great
here. But Bill, it's really important that we have fun as well. You know, this is about raising money, but it's about getting together as an industry. The construction industry is a wonderful place. We've got a lot of people in the construction industry that have been there for the charity. We can be there for you again. And guess what? You might be on our live tonight, Bill, but I'm going to certainly be on yours in a few weeks' time. So, look, that's absolutely fantastic. Look, what I want to do now, Bill, is I really want to go on to actually some of the people that have been helping your charity. So thanks very much for a cracking interview. Have a wonderful Christmas, and let's hope there's a huge amount of money we can raise, and then congratulate some lucky people when they've got the big win. So
see you on the 18th.
Just before you go, Bill, we've just had a comment in here which I think really does sum up exactly what the Lighthouse charity is all about. One of the best charities going, looking out for our own industry. Callum, I echo everything you've said there, and thanks ever so much for getting in touch.
And he's got a picture beside the lighthouse as well. Look at that. Good man.
It's almost like we plan these things, isn't it? Now, you'll be very pleased to hear, Bill, as you're walking out, our friend Karen from Gap Group has just walked in. So, Bill, I'm going to take you out and you can go and get on with your evening and enjoy your green screen, and I'm going to bring Karen straight in.
Magic. Thank you very much, guys. Good luck.
Have a good time. Right, Mark. So what I really wanted to do, as well as bring Bill into the mix today, is bring the shady Karen, as it looks like.
Oh, here we wrong.
What's wrong, Karen?
I'm trying to make sure you can see my awesome Santa.
Oh, I can see the awesome Santa. That's cool. Well, let's see some of you. But Karen, you are from the Gap Group. And Karen, folks, Karen has been going for gold. And now we all know the program Going for Gold, but in this case, it's slightly different because going for gold with a Gap Group with this lovely Kubota excavator, which is raising money for the Lighthouse Club. Now, Karen, I'm going to come over to you as gold leader, Karen Shields from Gap, to tell me what's the gold all about and what's happening there. It's something to do with a 50th anniversary, but a lot to do with the charity, isn't it? Tell me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So last year we celebrated our 50th anniversary. And part of that, we did a lot of charity work, we had a big conference, and one thing we did that was a real success was we asked our supply chain if they could donate some gold machinery. So we had various things, from a golden harness from one of our lifting suppliers, we had a golden conveyor belt, but probably the most iconic item that we had was this gold excavator from very, very kindly donated by Kubota.
And that's great, Karen, because one of those things that you really want to see on site is something a little bit unusual. And what we're trying to do, obviously, is raise a lot of wonga tonight for the Christmas cracker. And gold's a great colour because gold is very valuable. And I've heard a lot of feedback from your customers to say, this is incredible when they see it on site. What's been the feedback and where's it been, this excavator?
Well, we've had it out since back end of 2019. So for a full year, we've had it going out on hire. There's only one of them. So we'd love it if we had more of them, then we could put them all over the country. This one's been out in East Anglia. It's been out in London. I just did a quick check before I come on tonight, and it's probably been out to about 15 different customers. So it really is going out to different people. So, and the response is great because, as you know, it's a very unusual color. So people, and it's great because it opens a conversation. Why is it gold? And, you know, and we've got a little plaque on it to say what we're doing with it, and that the money gets donated. So the revenue that's earned.
And that's really important, you know, that we spread the messages in lots and lots of different ways, Karen. And what I really like about this whole setup, it's a 50-50 setup. It's you having 50% and Kubota having 50% in a collaborative charity partnership. I'm loving the word collaborative this year, by the way, Karen. Big fan of collaborative. And you said to me earlier, it's quite easy when you've got that kind of 50-50 partnership because everyone's in it together, aren't you? So, Karen, tell me what's going to happen next year and what you're shouting out to people out there that want to get involved with GAP. What's the opportunity?
Well, we're more than happy to do this, you know, across the board. It's been a great venture so far. We're hopefully going to raise thousands of pounds for the Lighthouse Club. And yeah, as you said, it's 50-50. Administratively, it's very easy. It doesn't take anyone's huge amount of anyone's time. And it's a real benefit for both the supplier and for the hire company. So yeah, we would welcome anyone that would want to partner with us.
That's fantastic, Karen. Right, Karen, I'm going to leave you now because we've got to get on to something else with the show. But I'm going to wrap up. You've got your Christmas presents all wrapped up by the sounds of things in the background. And so it's an opportunity really to keep hiring that machine, dig deep for the charity and find some gold at the end of that to actually help the people that we saw that need help in that video. Karen, great to have you on. Thanks very much for coming. And keep on plugging away. And remember, folks, want to get in with GAP, go gold.
Thanks, Peter.
Cheers. Right, folks, I think that's a really great example. And we've got something else to show you now. For Mark, what have we got to show you next? What's coming up?
Well, I was just about to say, GAP obviously aren't the only hire company that are helping the Lighthouse Club at this time. In a second, we're going to be speaking to Rob Lynch of Lynch Plant about his company's support for the charity. But before we do that, the good folks at Lynch Plant have already supplied us with this video. So let's take a look at that first of all.
Hi, I'm Neril. And I'm Rob. We're from Lynch Plant Hire.
Our mum Celia was well known in the industry for her kindness to others. She passed away over 10 years ago now, but her spirit lives on in our family and our business.
To celebrate her memory, every year we do a physical challenge as brothers to raise money for those less fortunate. And we didn't let COVID stop us this year.
We did a London Loop walk, keeping in touch digitally with our brother Darren along the way. And we are proud to have raised over £13,000 for the Lighthouse Club.
The Lighthouse Club is an amazing charity that helps people in our industry in their darkest moments. Their work is needed.
Now, I don't know what that was looking like at your end, but that was very, very sketchy at my end. So rather than playing the video, what say we hear it from the man himself? Good evening, Rob. I'm going to hand you over to Peter.
How are you doing, Rob? You right?
I'm good, thanks.
So we had a little bit of a technical element with the end of that video, but one of the things that I want to talk to you about is obviously it's got a lot of meaning to you, the charity, and it's in honor of your mother as well, which makes it even more pertinent. And Lynch is a family business. It's family at heart. But tell me, why are you doing this as Lynch Plant Hire, and why, big flashing lights, have you donated the star prize of £10,000 for the Christmas cracker? What a cracker that's going to be. Why, Rob? Tell us why.
Yeah, obviously, we are a family business like many other great family businesses in the construction industry. What we do is that we make the Lighthouse Club a foundation charity in our business. So every single year, we like to donate a lot of money to the Lighthouse Club. The reason we like to do that is because we are part of this industry, and we want to look after the people in our industry. But I make the point that we are just one of so many brilliant construction businesses that raise tons of money for the Lighthouse Club. The Lighthouse Club is really, really important because some people in our industry could just be forgotten about and fallen by the wayside. They can fall on really, really hard times. And in our industry that's like spread all over the country and sites come and go, some people could be forgotten and left out. Well, the Lighthouse Club has made such a huge change in that respect. I think one of the greatest things that I've seen about the Lighthouse Club lately is when I'm going onto the sites and on compounds and in the canteens, I see that Lighthouse Club logo. And it's not something that's just a charity that's talked about by senior people. The guys there on site are talking about it. I remember when Bill Hill come into our office and he said, can you get these posters around all this site with a helpline to help people in need, when they're going through some mental issues. And this was way ahead of its time. This was, I don't know, 4 years ago, before like helplines were left, right and center. The Lighthouse was straight out there with that. It's absolutely incredible. Why it's really important as well is because in our industry, when we join forces together and raise money, we can make such a huge change within our industry. So that's why we raise money for Lighthouse Club year on year. That's why lots of other great construction companies do as well. But part of what I want to say here is, if you are not that much a part of the Lighthouse Club, come on, join in. Let's multiply the amount of good that we do for our people in the industry. There's so much more that we can do. And it's no coincidence that our industry is so much more caring year on year because of the great work of Lighthouse Club.
Thanks very much, Rob. I think that's just a brilliant way to end this slot. And, Rob, thanks very much for taking the effort to come on tonight, and also for doing that video. You would make your mother proud what you're doing, guys. It's fantastic. Mark, thank you so much for letting me take over with the first bit of this live show with the Christmas hat, the Christmas chair. It's a Christmas microphone. Get there.
Absolutely. Look, Rob, before you go, just a quick word from me. Obviously, I was talking about charity and that kind of thing yesterday. You guys at Lynch Plant and at Gap and all these other companies that help the charity in the way that you don't have to do that. Altruism is completely voluntary. So hats off to you. Hats off for everything you've done. And on behalf of the construction industry, a huge, huge thank you.
Oh well, that's no. If you look at the construction companies, that's how a lot of construction companies are. They're family, real caring businesses. They care for their own people, but they want their care to extend out into the industry. So yeah, thanks for the thanks, but that's how we do things in the construction industry, in my opinion.
Yep. So it's time to raise bucket loads, ADT loads, high dreamer loads of cash, isn't it, Rob? And
Let's do it. Let's make more money. Come and get some Christmas crackers. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks, Rob. Have a great Christmas. You've certainly been on the show. Well done. Right, Mark, it's time to get back to something else, isn't it? Because
it is, yeah. I tell you what, before we crack on, there's been a fair bit of chat going on in the background here. Peter Ferguson, well done, Lynch Plant, which is fantastic to see. Somebody echoed my thoughts there. What have we got here? Christmas hat on, please. No, I think I'm going to pass tonight. I'm going to leave that to my co-host this evening. Who else have we got? That's nice to see. The Lighthouse Club themselves were actually watching as well, and they've said a big thank you as well. And Alistair Murdoch, sounding good, Peter. Great to see you giving the Lighthouse Club lots of publicity. No less than they deserve. They do a fantastic job. I'm not going to get into personal things now, but they were a big help to the family of a friend of mine not so long ago. So they really do play an incredible part in the industry. So let's crack on with the show, shall we?
Let's do it, Mark. Yes.
All right. So last week, I got to witness firsthand probably one of the greatest examples of demolition I've ever seen. It took place at London's Wembley Stadium, and the project was being carried out by the Armac group. And we're about to play you a video of that demolition. And it was shot, edited, produced, soundtracked, polished, and all the other things by my son Fred, which all means that I'm a little bit biased. So rather than me giving him the big build-up, I thought I'd show you what Armac themselves had to say.
Well done indeed, Mark. Well done.
Absolutely. Well, let's show everybody what all the fuss is about. Grab yourself some popcorn, because this one is a good one. Here you go.
Oh.
Subtle and understated as ever.
I tell you what, Mark, that is superb. And I tell you one thing, Armac is smashing it at the moment. I mean, that is an amazing job. But I just posted, thanks to, again, your son, an awesome photographer, a picture yesterday of Armac's brand new Cat 352 ultra high demolition machine, first one in the UK. And they decked it all up. It's on site there at the Birmingham Women's Hospital with a thank you NHS on it. And that came at an awesome time. We just had the vaccine coming through, and there they were again, Armac in there smashing it out there. So what a great business. What a great business.
Now, on the subject of the good people of Armac, they actually had a T-shirt made to commemorate that project at Wembley. And if I dig around hard enough, there you go. That's what it looks like, polo shirt. And I can tell you, I've got one of these T-shirts, and I can promise you the T-shirts are almost as good as their demolition. And we've got one to give away. Yeah, absolutely. Unexpected surprise. Very, very straightforward, because we are going to ask you to part with some money a bit later on, but this one's dead straightforward now, and it's a giveaway. You saw a lot of equipment in that video, including the UK's first 2 Cat 352 demolition machines, but they were not the biggest Cat machine on the site. In the comments section below, can you tell us the name or the number of the biggest Cat machine you saw? We're going to run this till the end of the show, at which point I'll get Peter to choose somebody at random to be the proud recipient of that T-shirt. So you crack on and make your comments. And in the meantime, I'm going to get Peter to step in and take over, because I think he's got something up his sleeve. Or should I say, what is up next? Is that a model in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
Oh, mate, it's a model. And I know I'm useless at showing these models. Look at this, folks. This is a Kobelco SK210. When I told the team at Plantforce we were going to support the Lighthouse Club, this was couriered to me, Mark. And so it arrived this morning just in time for the show. We're going to auction that off for the charity. And the guys at Plantforce, again, another great company looking to support the charity. And that's actually coming on to the first regular slot that I'm doing. That obviously we've mixed it up because we wanted to support the Lighthouse Club tonight. But this is a regular slot that we're going to have every live, and we're going to be going live in the new year as part of a big rollout from the Construction Collective, which also includes myself, Mark, and Nick Drew. And we'll be seeing Nick Drew on site later. But here's a part that I managed to record with Plantforce earlier today. Let's have a look. Peter Haddock, and for this part of the show, we're talking about who's investing. And this part of the show is sponsored by Ritchie Brothers, because obviously if you're going to invest cash in your services, you're going to have to get that cash, and used equipment is a great way in getting cash in the bank so you can invest in the future. And today I'm joined by somebody who's got quite a big announcement to make that's part of investment, not just in equipment, folks, but in a whole new division, and that is Sam Mercer from Plantforce. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. You guys have been a bit busy, because last time I saw you guys, the beginning of November this year, I went on to a site which was a road project for BAM, where we saw the Kobelco first automatics with Leica Geosystems in the world. And that then helped me discover that you've got something that we're going to call Plantforce Digital. Tell me all about it, Sam.
The journey of Plantforce Digital started back in 2019. When we probably invested around £1 million into GPS technology and telematics data systems in 2019, and that's kind of snowballed and got bigger. The importance from the clients has got bigger. What we're able to deliver has got better. So we just felt that it's now time to team that in, like we've always done with every aspect of the business. We keep rentals separate to attachments, separate to compacts, separate to crushing and screening. We allow the experts to run that division. So digital really involves all of the GPS side of the business, the telematics data, the training, and the investment on people as well that kind of coincide with that division.
It's a collaborative division, isn't it? Because you're collaborating with the likes of Leica Geosystems, Trimble, for the technologies, but you're also collaborating with Western College. And there's something really exciting. Again, this is brand new news that you've developed a whole new accredited training program. Tell me about that.
We know we can't deliver everything ourselves. You know, if you're going to deliver training, I think you have to get the experts in training involved, and hence why we brought Western College in. They shared our desire, drive in innovation, and wanted to do something different. So it's been a fantastic relationship for us. I think what we've always tried to do is make everything accessible. You know, nothing's closed just for Plantforce employees or just for Plantforce customers. Everything we're developing is open to anybody in the UK. So Western College is delivering training, and you can go there for GPS training, which is fantastic. How do we make GPS training more accessible to everybody else, but at the same time giving everybody a similar playing field? So the syllabus we wrote, which will be hopefully ready in January to be delivered, would be a BTEC level 2 diploma. And we just, be working with Leica and Trimble very closely. I think it's really going to change the industry.
It's time to say goodbye from me and goodbye from you, and hello to Plantforce Digital. So thanks very much for talking to me today, Sam. All the best. Good to talk. Bye-bye. So, folks, that was Hey, well done, Mark! I didn't even know you were going to wear that one. Oh, because this is down with the kids' hat. This is from Bobcat, isn't it? This is the.
Yeah,
I think
if you say so.
Roller skater or something. I don't know. Ooh, got it wrong there. Yeah, so that's brilliant, Mark. So guess what? You're going to tell us why we're wearing these hats, aren't you?
I'm not. No. First of all, I'm going to ask people to send you lots of money in return for that model.
Yes, of course you are. Come on, right? You're the best man at doing this. So kick it off, Mark.
Okay, well, there's lots of things I could say. First of all, is the fact that Peter and I are here giving our services free of charge. Rob Lynch did the same. Bill Hill did the same. Karen from Gap Group did the same. Sam Mercer from Plantforce did the same. You're getting all this free entertainment. It's time to stump up some cash, fellas. That's a fantastic model. I'm delighted that we've got it on offer. Let's raise some money for the Lighthouse Club charity. We've got another good 10-15 minutes of the show to go, so let's start the bids rolling. Peter, I'm going to start. I'll give you 50 quid for it. Somebody beat it.
Okay, thanks very much, Mark. That's fantastic. Come on, folks. Great model from Plantforce there. Sits right on top of a Bobcat hat if you've got one. So that's cool. Right,
Yeah,
Mark.
the hats that double as a shelf. What a fantastic invention that is.
Right,
Now, Peter has already mentioned the fact that we're going to have regular segments, and the next of our regular segments is this one.
I like that, Mark. That's
cool. It's pretty smart, that. Just something I threw together this afternoon. Now, obviously, I couldn't attend this one, so I'm going to come back to you in a second. Bobcat have been on a real roll of late, not just handing out some very fancy hats. They've been really pushing the envelope with some new, exciting new products, including the one that we're about to show you, which is a new rotary telehandler. Let's roll the video, and then we'll get Peter to tell you a little bit more.
That's some funky music as well, Mark, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. I can see you banging your head to that one, actually.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Right.
Now, you attended the virtual launch yesterday, didn't you? And as I've already mentioned, it really showcased Bobcat's focus on technology. Yeah. Tell us more.
Right. So Bobcat, what they've done recently is they've just gone technology crazy. You know, we saw remote control through iPhones and the other day with their other equipment. But with this one, what really strikes me, first of all, there's 26 different attachments that go with this machine. That's incredible. It makes it super, super versatile, you know, and it's rugged at the same time. But the thing that really struck me was they've got rid of the dashboard in this machine completely. And it's like, how have you managed that? And then you look to the side and you see that beautiful touch screen control, all the functions, all the settings on there. And they've even got the clever bit, which is obviously that, I think they call it a jog shuttle thing, but really it's a twisty knob, Mark, that allows you to twist and go into that panel just by the twisting of a knob beside the operator. And that goes into the core functionality. But what we all know about these machines, we've all heard the horror stories about anything that you look at when you do extending like that to lift something. And that is people overusing the machine. In other words, trying to actually lift too much weight. What I love about that screen is not only is the attachment recognized by an RFID chip in the attachment, so it plugs right in, and therefore the machine sets it up and it actually shows you what loading you can put on that. And so therefore that keeps it super, super safe. And that's what we want on site. You know, we want a versatile machine, yes, 26 attachments, fabulous, but we want it to be safe. And again, there's another real big technology nod to safety, which is the fact that they've got the remote drive sort of autonomous controls, so you can move that machine around, and so you can do it safely. Now, the other thing which we saw from the skid steer is this sort of geofencing. What they've gone is totally further with this. They've created a magic box inside. So, you know, if you're inside a warehouse and you've got this machine and you're moving around pallets, well, what happens? Of course, you know, sometimes people are a little bit too excitable on the levers, and basically, you know, you've got the ability to have an accident, or to move into the side of the actual warehouse or any other structure that's within that warehouse. But you can geofence it. What that means is you create this fantastic digital whole box around it, so the machine can't go any further. So that's absolutely brilliant. And then we've got that sort of hybridization. And so we all know our hybrid cars and things like that. You all know, you know me, Mark, I love everything about fuel reduction, and I'm loving all of the electric machines that are coming through from different manufacturers at the moment, where you literally can plug in 400 volts into that machine and it becomes electric. So therefore, you can work indoors. There's no fumes, there's no things. So that versatility becomes even more. So, you know, what they've done there is just really good. Another really big, packed machine from Bobcat.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, while you've been talking there, Peter, the bids have been coming in on the model. So we've had a bid of 60. We've had a bid of 60. We've had a bid of 70. We've had one of 100.
Woo!
And then, where is it? Callum McIntosh is currently in the lead.
Oh, and I raise you, Callum. We're loving it. That lighthouse in the background is giving you good vibes there, Callum. Keep up the good work, mate. Fantastic. I'll give you another quick flash of the model, folks. Come on, it's worth it because it's great cause here. Lighthouse Club charity. You can help somebody and their families in the time of need, and Christmas is going to be a great time to do that. Come on, folks. Let's see if we can get that Callum to get his bidding up. Let's outbid him, folks. Come on. Let's go for it.
Absolutely. What I would tell you is that's probably about 150 quid's worth on eBay alone. So it's an investment. It's not even like you're spending the money. It's money in the bank. So cough up, chaps and ladies as well, and let's see what we can do with that. Now, Peter, you've just been talking about electric machines, which is something that you and I have seen quite a lot of recently. I've got to admit that cranes are not my thing. I've been writing about construction equipment for about 30 odd years, and cranes they just don't do it for me. However, given all that we've seen with electric machines over the past couple of months or the past year or so, this one really caught my eye. And I'm about to say this as a happily married man. The guy you're about to hear officially has the world's sexiest voice.
Ooh, Barry
Sit back and I mean, even sexier than you, Peter. So sit back and let this wash over you.
Now, the moment has come that you have been waiting for. We lift the curtain for a world sensation.
The LR1200.1 Unplugged and the LR1250.1 Unplugged are the first battery-powered crawler cranes in the world. Both are driven by electric motors within a system performance of 255 kilowatts. The LR Unplugged series lifts up to 250 tons.
Both unplugged cranes have no loss in terms of performance and usability when compared to the conventional version.
The blue color signifies the message of an electric solution, which is the technology of the future, and gives the Unplugged series their signature look.
The unplugged cranes achieve the best possible combination of user benefits, efficiency, and environmental compatibility.
Thanks to local zero-emission approach, the new models keep down particle and noise pollution. That is a great benefit in noise-sensitive environments and for people working on the job site.
You can simply recharge the cranes, even while operating, using a conventional job site electrical supply.
Through the battery-powered drive concept, you can operate the cranes with cables or without. Therefore, unplugged.
We are convinced that the Unplugged series will change the game of construction business. Like all pioneers, it reveals a new dimension of the world to us.
Ask 10 pioneers what they are driven by, and you will always get one answer.
The pioneer's answer is the same as to the question, what do Liebherr machines have that you find missing in others?
A desire that burns within.
Hey!
Cool. Matching hats, but I need a bit of a lie down after that guy's voice. That's really did it for me. That did.
He's fabulous, and I think the thing is, it just makes you want to go. I don't need a crane, but I'll just buy one anyway. You know,
absolutely.
I'd love to meet him in real life and just sit there and say, "Read me a story" or something.
Yeah, just the telephone directory will be fine. Things have been going on while we've been away. Now I haven't actually got my reading glasses on, so I'm going to let you read that. That's the latest bid. Is that 130 or is that 150?
130 quid.
130 quid. So if anyone else out there really wants that model, it's still going, and we
have bragging rights. You just can't let. I will never hear the last of it if Louise has the bragging rights.
No, absolutely. Well, as somebody has rightly said, you're up, Callum McIntosh. Show us the colour of your money, mate.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see, if I've got the right overlay on this damn thing, which I currently haven't, let's rectify that situation. There we go. Now, as you can see at the top of the screen there, this is a new show that is brought to you by the Construction Collective. And that collective is more than just Mr. Haddock, myself, and my son, Fred Spielberg. The fourth member of the collective, as Peter alluded to earlier, and frankly, he's the only one of us that should be allowed anywhere near a machine at all, is our friend Nick Drew. Peter, tell me, what's our roving reporter been up to since we last spoke?
Well, Nick has been going to see people in his area, his neck of the woods, down south. And he's actually seen some of the machinery that is coming new into the industry. And in this video, he goes and sees the Cat 309, which I haven't seen, Mark. And he's gone to see tailors who basically have bought this brand new unit. They actually, I won't give it all away, but they actually had tried different units, and now they've gone out and bought this one. And so let's Nick do all of that investigating, Mark, down in Cornwall.
Hi, it's Nick Drew. You join us here today near to Hale, where we're on a private development here, and I'm with Simon Taylor of Taylor Build Cornwall. Simon, tell us a bit about your business and what you're doing here.
You basically cover all groundworks, construction and landscaping in and around Cornwall.
Yeah, and I noticed that you've got the Cat 309 CR with the high flow. You know, how did that come about? Why did you invest in the Cat?
I had a 308 on hire from a local hire company for a number of years on a contract I was on. And I thought, well, I need to invest in a machine. So I noticed that the next gens came on the scene, and the 309 offers a high flow and just, yeah, being able to put anything you want on it, a longer boom. You also had the option to put an extra wide carriage and longer carriage on it. So this just seemed like the right way to go for me. I'm so pleased with it.
And can't go without noticing that you've got the Encom tilt rotator on there. So what's your views on them?
So I bought that about 6 months ago, and it's brilliant. Really, it just changes everything. It just allows me to take this larger machine into smaller areas because I can put the material wherever I want it. Really, it allows me to shape with the landscaping. Just opens up so much more by putting the Encom on the end.
Oh, it's a hell of a tool, isn't it? I mean, you can crack out work easily like a 13-tonner with this machine, I should imagine. So.
Yeah.
So, Simon, just give us a bit of overview of what you're actually doing here. I mean, these look some pretty amazing little properties for the tourists, I guess.
We're putting in 15 four-bedroom chalets on a high-end holiday complex called 3 Mile Beach. And it's just literally, it's like a retreat. We're basically here doing all the groundworks, drainage and landscaping. We're here to shaping in the mounds, putting in the infrastructure, and there's no maintenance facilities down here. Yeah, so quite a lot going on.
Good old Nick. Given all the weather that we've got coming, and apparently we've got some snow coming tomorrow, I think we should leave the roving to Mr. Drew, and you and I should stay tucked up nice and warm somewhere.
100%, Mark, definitely. He's already getting some really interesting stuff for next year as well under his belt. So Nick's the man that knows how to operate a machine, while we don't even know how to operate our screens and cameras sometimes, Mark.
I was hoping you weren't going to mention that, actually. Now, a quick update. As it stands at the moment, we have had just one correct answer on the Armac t-shirt. I'm not going to say who it is quite yet, but there's been a lot of wrong answers, but only the one right answer. And big build-up. Drum roll, please. I wish I had a drum roll sound effect.
Whoa! Get in!
Get in, indeed. Now, we're almost at the end of the show now. I'm going to take that off the screen. This just about wraps up this final episode. You've got a couple of minutes left, because I'm about to say to Peter, have you any final thoughts that you'd like to share? And as we all know, Peter likes to talk. So if somebody still wants that model, you've probably got somewhere between a minute and 4 hours. So Peter, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on today. We had to change this round at very short notice to accommodate what I thought was the right thing to do. And I know you did as well, Mark, and so did Nick. So we had to take a show that we'd already put together. All the stress was out the window, and we had to quickly put together the stuff for the Lighthouse Club. And I'm so glad we did. I really, really feel for the people out there at the moment that actually are suffering. And I really want everybody to know on this live, share the live, because there are people out there that don't know that this charity exists. Now, on Bill with my podcast that he talked to me about, he said the biggest thing that really cuts him up is when people have gone through the really difficult times when they could have picked up the phone and they could have contacted the charity and they would have helped them. So help is there, folks. So don't just spread the word about the Christmas cracker, and it's going to be a cracker. You could win 10 grand, get in there, you know, but please do spend that time to just ask people not once, but twice, you know, and I think that's really important. I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thanks ever so much to everybody. Mark, you've been a wonderful host as ever with all the technicals, and you know, thanks very much for also putting your huge energy behind the Lighthouse Club tonight as well. Well done.
No, listen, I wasn't going to do this. I did think about this long and hard, but I'm going to do it. About 10 years ago, I lost a business. It wasn't the end of the world. It really wasn't the end of the world, but it was pretty tough financially. And you know, it is what it is, and you know, it's water under the bridge, and we've since rebuilt. But one morning, I came down to find my daughter, who was about probably 12 years old at the time, making herself a sandwich, which seemed odd given that she had school dinners. And I said to her, why are you taking a sandwich? And she said, well, I know you haven't got a lot of money and I need to pay my dinner money. And I didn't like to ask. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people potentially out there right now that are in that situation. And if I'd have had someone like the Lighthouse Club that I could have turned to, I would have done. But I didn't. I didn't think of the Lighthouse Club. Mental health probably wasn't as in your face as perhaps it is today. But please, guys and ladies, the Lighthouse Club do an incredible job. As I say, they helped out the family of a friend of mine not so long ago. They do remarkable work, and there are people out there that just need a bit of a lift. So come on, people, let's do all we can. It looks like Callum has got the model, so I'll leave you guys to sort that out amongst yourselves. That's 145 quid going into the kitty. The link is still going across the bottom there. That's for the Christmas cracker. If you've got an opportunity, even if you've got a spare 2 quid, stick it in the pot and let's get the Lighthouse Club some more money, shall we?
Let's make it a cracking Christmas for everybody, Mark.
Absolutely. On that note, I'm going to that was a bit of a somber ending, but I've got something else that I'm going to show you. I'm going to let Peter go now, but I'm going to play you out with probably the most ridiculous vehicle that you're ever likely to see. I want to thank you for watching, for taking part, for contributing, everybody, as always. It's been a fantastic show. So pleased that we could get the folks of the Lighthouse Club on. Enormous thanks to Gap and to Plantforce and to Lynch Plant as well. I'm not going to be here when this finishes, so if you've had enough of me, well, good, because I'm about to stop anyway. But have a look at this for the most phenomenal vehicle you've ever seen. And if anyone is in the mood for buying one for me, I'd quite like one for Christmas.
Let us introduce the new Sherp. The brand new ATV, which offers beautifully trimmed exterior and interior space to reflect your taste of excellence, plenty of safety equipment, and irresistible proportions. The new model was completely redesigned. It lives up to its reputation as an all-capable icon which meets the best traditions and modern technology of all-terrain vehicle building. It has become more reliable, more powerful, and eco-friendlier. It has an impressive list of high-end standard features made for extraordinary travels. Sherp is equipped with Doosan 3-cylinder diesel engine, the available 1.8-liter, which was designed according to the advanced environment technologies. So it's an eco-friendly ATV that further improves fuel efficiency, unit capacity, and lowers CO2 driving emissions. The Sherp's road performance, obstacle crossing, reliability, and uncompromising stand are unrivaled. Our former models were beyond comparing and proved themselves to be the best vehicles in their class. However, a new model, the Sherp, surpassed them all. This ATV is so functional and multiplex that it can perform the most difficult tasks anywhere in the world, starting from Alaska to the most southern point of Australia. The maximum load capacity is 1,200 kilograms or 10 passengers, including driver. There are not only passenger and cargo but combined configurations as well. The wheels are designed with unique pneumatic circulation technology, which allows you to change the pressure level in seconds in accordance with driving conditions. With the new Sherp, you don't have to worry about fuel reserve. It's equipped with a 307-liter fuel tank that allows you to be autonomous in all conditions more than 3 days of the off-road performance in any weather conditions. All in all, the Sherp isn't just a vehicle. It is your partner with whom you feel safe and secure in any conditions.
Now, I said I wasn't going to be here at the end, and I really didn't mean to be, but it's just occurred to me that I've forgotten to tell you who won the T-shirt. Sean Grattan, you were the only person that got the right answer. It's a Cat 374. You're dead right. Let me know your size, sir, and I will get the good people of Armac to hook you up with a T-shirt. I tell you what, let's catch Peter unawares because he's still there and he's taking his hat off. Sean Grattan, you were the only person that got the right answer. It's a Cat 374. You're dead right. Let me know your size, sir, and I will get the...
You're a meanie, Mark.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. Peter, just want to say a massive thank you. We're at the hour mark now, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let everybody else go. Guys and ladies, thank you ever so much for watching tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this one. We're going to be doing more of this, a lot more of this in the new year, so keep posted on social media. All of this will be on YouTube and Facebook forever and a day, so you can still laugh at us wearing ridiculous hats. But we'll be back in the new year. We'll be back with more lives before the new year, but the Construction Collective will be back in January with a fabulous new show and no longer a pilot this time.
Yeah, and Mark, remember, everybody, if you enjoyed this and you want to get the message out there, please share the show. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. Just please share it. Get this message out for the Lighthouse Club. Thank you.
Absolutely. On that basis, good night, everyone, and sleep tight, and I'll see you.